I'd say about 6. Well, my stepfather called me on the phone. I lived in Vegas for a while, and then I moved here, and he still lived in Vegas. He worked at a Dodge dealership, and he called me on the phone and said, "Hey, how you doing? Da 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 da. You want to buy a Dodge '69 Dodge Charger?" I said, "Well, that's a silly question. How much?" And he told me this ridiculous low price. And I said, "Can I drive it?" He goes, "Yeah, but it needs a lot of work." I said, "Okay." So I flew out that weekend and drove it home.
Okay.
Now I had to stop in Kingman, Arizona, and get the front end aligned and get the tires balanced and get the radiator boiled out because it was overheating, but I made it. Since 1985.
Okay.
When I saw it. The paint was really faded bad. It was this. I didn't know at the time that was the original color of the paint, but it would look kind of like a green, like a Jeep or a Army Jeep or something. It was kind of a khaki green faded.
Okay.
Kind of looked ugly. I might have a picture somewhere, but anyway. So then the vinyl roof, I was going to take it off, make sure I didn't have any rust and stuff. And when I took off the vinyl roof, I guess there was a nice color that you see now underneath it.
Nice.
So I decided, because originally I was working at Ford Motor Company as a pipe fitter or as a contractor, and I had seen a Ford truck that was painted a real pretty dark blue. I thought it would look pretty on that, and then I said, no. So then I saw that it needed some body work, and I started taking sanding it down and taking the paint off, jacking it up, taking taking it all apart. I had it all apart. I had parts in the basement, parts everywhere for like 8 years. My wife was really happy with me. Well, I'm thinking I started to restore it in like 88, and it took me 8 years. It's really pretty, about 95%, I'd say, original and sheet metal. I did have to do some repair work on the hood, and I had to do, I learned how to, like the grill, the guy ran into something with the grill, and I actually reformed the grill and got it back to the original look, and then took it down and had it chromed. I think the lower quarter panels had a little rust, and I had to put some patches in there. I'd say a 9. That's real good. First off, I completely redid the suspension system and used, what's that special bushings under it? I can't think of the name of them. I went and completely redid the bearings and the torque shaft. I had the engine pulled out, and I took it to, what's his name? Anderson Racing, because he does Mopars down here just down the street. And I had him go through it completely and put new cam, put everything. I had a cam for it and everything, original cams, and put it all back together. I redid the transmission myself. I took it all apart and I actually put an extra disc and plate in it because when I was reading about the transmission and how to do the work, it said if you have room, and it told me about the measurement, that you could put an extra plate and disc in it, and I did, and that really made a big difference in the way it pulls. Let's see, of course I put new brakes on it, new wheels and tires. I bought new wheels for it, new wheels and tires, and then as far as the interior is, I bought most of my stuff. A lot of stuff at first I bought it from year one. So like the interior, the carpeting, the upholstery, if there was any kind of dash stuff I needed, I bought it all from year one. Now, let me see what else. I'm trying to think what else I've had to do. Electrical. I went through a lot of the electrical, made sure it was all good. A lot of the chrome stuff I had, there was a place over in, oh God, I'm trying to think of I can't think of the name of the part of the city. It's in north. It's way up north there. I can't think, northeast. There's a guy that had a chrome shop, an old man. Okay. He did all the chrome for me, and it worked out real good. I had him re-chrome the bumpers and re-chrome a lot of different stuff for me, and that worked out pretty good. Yeah, see, that's another thing. I actually completely redid the compressor, and I actually got it so it works on 134A instead of R12, and I evacuated it and got it all cleaned up because that's what I used to do for a living, is work on heating and air conditioning, and the air conditioner will blow you away. So the air conditioning works great. The heater, of course, when I did the air conditioning, I had it all apart. I had the heater out, so I cleaned up the heater core and got it going, and the heater does real good. Let's see, the heater, the air conditioner, the radio, the blower, the headlights, the high and low dimmers, the turn signals. I'm trying to think of electrical stuff, but everything works. The fondest memory of the Charger. Okay. I had just gotten it restored, and I was driving it to work. And I was working over at, there's a school off of Prospect, down about 75th, I think, and I can't think of the name of the school. But anyway, we were putting in air handlers there in this school, and so I was parking there in the school area with the other construction workers, and the guy in charge told me I couldn't park on the asphalt because they just got it finished, and they didn't want me to mess it up. I said, well, I'm not messing it up. Just said, well, you can't park on the asphalt. You have to park out in the street. I said, okay. So the fondest memory was when I got fired, because I rolled up the asphalt from one end to the other end by making the longest burnouts you've ever seen. So now that's tearing up the asphalt. Later. And I actually have friends that worked with me. You see, I was in the union, a pipe fitter. And they said, that was the neatest thing you ever did. I've had it a long time, and I've enjoyed it for a long time. I used to go to car shows with, Jim and all the other guys, and I'm getting really kind of old for it. I don't even go to the car shows anymore. Actually, it doesn't feel comfortable anymore going to the car shows. And so my priorities have changed a little bit. I'm into motorhoming a little more, and I got a lot of grandchildren, and I just think nobody else wants it. Nobody in my family is interested in it. So I just think it's time for somebody else to enjoy it.